Hello everybody, my name's Kanaminika and welcome back to the unboxing where we're back on a bit of a Prime kick. Today we are taking a look at the Transformers Generations Age of the Primes Voyager class, the 13, Prima Prime, who I will likely just call Prima for the remainder of this video because why did they add Prime to the end of the name? There are Primes without Prime in the name. There's primarily Alpha Trion. But it's stupid. Stupid name, bad name, hate his name. But I've heard good things about this figure, so, yeah, I guess we should, take a look at it, because that's the point of the series. So there we have it. Here is the layout of everything you get in the box, so that you can get a good look at that. Now it's time to get into the figure itself. So, why don't we cut him out? So 1, 4. And then you just gotta pull him out. Like, yeah, he's got... For some reason, his torso became untabbed in the package. But yeah, here we have... Oh, and why is that like that? For some reason, his torso is all weirdly untabbed out of the package. I don't know if this is normally how it goes, or if it just got, like, shook up in transit, which is entirely possible. Yeah, let me figure out how this should all go. What the fuck? Is mine misassembled? Or am I stupid? What the shit? Do I have a... I think I have a misassembled toy. That's interesting. Anyhow, but yeah, as you can see, mine seems to be misassembled. This shoulder is at the wrong spot. I basically got 2 of this shoulder piece. That's weird. That's unfortunate. I might call him for a replacement. I might not. We'll see. We'll see how it affects things. He seems to be clasping fine enough as it is. It's a little awkward, but he seems to be working all right. It's limiting some of his articulation, but I'll live. That tab might be an issue. But anyways, yeah, here we have Prima Prime. Obviously slightly misassembled, unfortunately. Outside of that, he is looking pretty good. He's in a basic, like, white-ish, but that really does help make the little bits of, like, metallic blue pop out. As you can see, his backpack is flat on him, but it's pretty alright. So yeah, the figure overall looks good. So we're gonna see how it moves, though. Obviously, there's gonna be a little bit of awkwardness where I can't really show this side. From what I can tell, it seems basically the same on robot mode, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Anyways, the head, I don't think there's a hinge, but it's attached via, like, the back through a big little swoop there. So it's on a ball joint. Not really able to look down, really able to look up though, which is nice. No real tilt, but there is swivel, somewhat limited by the collar, but not really. It's fine. Arms, so shoulder pads do that nice Kamen Rider thing where they're able to swoop out like that, maybe just because of transformation, but it's appreciated nonetheless, which allows them to, so it's like a hinge and a hinge, which allows them to move out of the way so that the shoulder can essentially move up 90 degrees, which is very nice to see. There's a bicep swivel here at the bicep, a single jointed elbow, which goes a little bit more than 90 degrees. The hand is on a ball joint, which allows it slightly in and out, down and up, and then full swivel. And as we noted, hands are on a hinge, which allows them to open, which is great. Next up, moving the torso, the first joint you hit are these waist skirts, which are able to move out of the way, and then you hit the swivel. So it looks a little awkward, but there is a waist swivel. And then you have your hips, which seem to be normally universals, so they can kick forward, back, and outward all the way. Thankfully, these move out of the way, which is good. So yeah, that's the robot mode. I do like him. He's a fun action figure, but obviously that QC problem might be a big issue. Hopefully, we'll see. I might need to call Hasbro support about it. So yeah, this is where I would be going to the vehicle mode, but he cannot be transformed. So what's going on is this is hitting there and fucking... It's supposed to hinge like that, and it stops like that, but that's just not working. So yeah, I'm gonna have to call in a replacement, unfortunately. Alright, I'm about to make this a lot more labor-intensive of a project for my editor, which I do not apologize. So, as you just saw, I ended the video, I thought, but I decided, what the heck, I think it might be fun to deal with customer service. So as you just saw, Prima Prime is misassembled, the shoulder stops it from transforming. So I decided, hey, let's try out Hasbro customer service. And now this is also a review of Hasbro customer service. I've only used them once before, and that was with this guy. For those who are Transformers heads and don't know anything about Power Rangers, this figure came with the wrong head. It was mispainted in the factory, or budget things happened. So they did a replacement helmet program, which allowed it to have the black lines that you see. The black lines just weren't there on the original release. And that was the last time I contacted them. That was 5 years ago. So I think it's a fair time to give a modern update via Prima Prime. He is very clearly a misassembled QC-laden product. And essentially what I did, for your context, I'm not going to be showing any of the messages because they show my sensitive information, as in where I live. But what I've essentially done is I emailed them with the product number and the product time number as well on their website, which was a little bit of a hassle to get into, with a photo of the misassembled product, and sent a message like, hey, the product is misassembled, is there any way I can get a replacement or something? I essentially said that, and I sent it for context at about 8 o'clock on a Friday evening. So we will see how long that takes to get. I will totally understand if they don't work on weekends. That's totally fair. Last time I messaged on a Friday afternoon and they got back to me on a Saturday morning. So we shall see if that holds, but I'm not holding my breath. I might have to update this on a Monday. So I'll see you when that updates. All right, also a brief note I want to say as we get into this project. Don't go harassing any customer service people. It's not on them if Hasbro does a good or... I mean, it's on them if Hasbro does a good job, but it's not really on them if Hasbro does a bad job because there's a lot of factors at play, and I'd much rather blame the corporate structures and hierarchies of most companies within corporate America than some random customer service person. They are legitimately going to be doing their best job, and if Hasbro sees this video, you should give whoever worked with me a raise, because they are the people who get this shit done. Don't go harassing customer service people, and I assure you I am being as respectful as possible in all of my message, being clear and concise and just keeping it chill. And if you ever need to get customer service, I suggest you do the same, because on the other side of the line isn't like the big man at Hasbro. It's like some dude who like is getting like their fucking like bills done by talking to weird little toy freaks like me, and also parents. Don't go harassing people. I do declare as internet funny freak. It is currently the Monday after at about 7:30 in the morning, though I got my message around 7 in the morning. But yeah, they were like, hey, we're willing to help and whatnot, so make sure you send in like a screenshot of like your receipt or whatever, the vendor code for the factory, and like information to ship for us to ship you the replacement item. For this transformer, the main thing I'll note is that since it's a transformer, the vendor code wasn't on the figure itself, because they asked for a vendor code for like knowing where the factory it was made from is, so that they can address the problem probably. But since it's a Transformers item, I had to look it up. It's on the back of the box. It's here on the back of the box in this little black area right by where it says made in whatever factory it was made in. The closest thing to it on the figure itself is a sort of this number. Let me fucking find it. There, you can kind of see it there, right there, but that's not the number they want. They want this number, this sort of V dash number, or it'll be a C dash number if it's made in China. So, so far going smoothly. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well rather than poorly. It is currently, where I am, 12:35 on the Monday, same Monday as you last saw, and I got another response. I got a follow-up message from the last one that I sent, where I essentially gave them the information they asked for. About an hour and a half later, it was like, I sent it at 7 my time. I got a message back around 8:30, and they essentially were like, hey, okay, cool, looks good. And we're gonna send you a replacement of some sort, which I guess is the big worrying complaint that I've already looked at with Hasbro customer care, is that they might not send you the product you asked for. Or whatever, or that you need a replacement for exactly. Their main promise is that they are going to send you something of equal value, which in this case will be a Voyager class transformer. I've seen like on like Reddit or whatever, if the problem is like seriously bad, they'll for the sake of the experience, they'll send you something worth higher value. But in this instance, it says basically, hey, we're gonna send you either the exact replacement or something of equal value, which is fair enough. They might not have it in their warehouse. I hope Prime isn't something people are asking for too much or buying too much of, so hopefully I get another another Prima Prime, but if not, I'm likely to get a figure that I already have, or I don't already have, because I don't collect. Oddly enough, with Age of the Primes and the past year of Transformers in general, I haven't been collecting a lot of the Voyagers. I love Voyager class. I think it's a good size class. But I just haven't been getting a lot of them. I've been getting mostly deluxes and a couple of leaders, and that Commander class Optimus. That does mean hopefully it'll be something that even if it's not the Prima Prime, I can just order another Prima Prime and then everything will have balanced out. I bought this from Big Bad Toy Store, and going through their process probably would have been easier. They would have been able to send me an exact replica if I sent it back. But for the and it's not that I don't trust them. I do trust them. I buy from them all the time. It's just that I wanted to try out Hasbro's customer care for the sake of this video. If this happens again, I'll go through BBTS for the sake of the video. Yeah, and in this instance, in this portion, I've seen multiple different types of responses when looking at like places like the TFW message boards or or like Reddit or whatever. Sometimes they have you send the figure back, depending on the circumstance. Sometimes they won't do it at all if it's from a third party for whatever reason. Maybe they're busy or swamped or whatever. And like the thing with like sending it back, it's gonna get thrown out. This toy made of a lot of plastic is gonna get thrown into like the dump. It's just gonna get thrown out. And with a plastic product, I don't think I feel super good about that. So I'm glad they give you the option to just keep it and do what you want with it. I could probably like figure out a way to customize this Prima Prime to be like a statue or something like that. I'm glad I didn't have to return it, because even if I get a false one, I'll just have a Prima for the display until I get a replacement Prima, in which this Prima will be used for something, I'm sure. Because I'm a bit of a hoarder at times. I think that's that for this update. I'm gonna eat lunch now once that's done cooking. And I imagine the next update will be a while from now when the item arrives at my house. So, but for you, that'll be like immediate. So let's cut to that now. All right, update on Prima. It is Friday the 14th. At about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm watching Twin Peaks. And they gave me a tracking number for my replacement shipment. So I guess you get that too, which is good for my ears. The replacement arrived. It arrived a couple hours ago, but I was out of the house. You know how it is. And it's in a box, but it's a bit of a mystery as to what it is. So, as a side note, the front of the package, the label says that it's from Consumer Care specifically, because I think they have a separate warehouse. And it also has my name and home address, so you're not going to see it. So, who knows what I got? Sorry to leave you in suspense. I don't get the opportunity to do that. I act like I do at the start of every video, but you know what is gonna be there. So yeah, it's time to address the biggest problem with the system that Hasbro sets out. They might not have what they need replacing, and they tend, and especially in these correspondence, while they do disclose that they might not have a copy of what you need, they don't just outright say it so that you can be ready for it. Which I think is a bit annoying. I think they should just say, "Hey, we don't have what you need. Would you mind sending over like a alternate item?" What I got is a little annoying and kind of funny. I think it's technically of value, potentially of more value. I already kind of have one, kind of a little bit. Yeah, they gave me Soundwave. Specifically, this is the 40th anniversary repaint of the original G1 Soundwave. I already have a G1 Soundwave, one that, it was the Walmart, I think, 35th anniversary reissue, somewhere around there. And that one had a more, classic toy accurate, it was essentially just a reprint of the original toy as it came. This one is attempting to do a G1 look. As you can tell, we've got, like, the red eyes, the simplified color scheme, the shitty gray rather than the nice silver. And then it also comes with Laserbeak and Ravage, which is the main reason why I might want to actually open this, because I don't have a Laserbeak or Ravage. Either way, that does mean I do need to get a new Prima. I could always go through the person I bought it from. I don't think I want to. I kind of want to keep the other Prima as, like, a symbol, a signifier of what the fuck happened here. Because either way, I do think Hasbro in general does need to keep an eye on their QC, and generally I'm pretty placid about it. Like, if I have a slight paint mishap, I'll fucking live. I deal with that. I'm like, that'll just be in my collection. That's the copy that I have and I live. But this is very much a much more catastrophic QC issue, which from what I can tell doesn't happen all the time. Like, this doesn't seem to be a widespread issue on Age of the Prime's Primas. But it's just disappointing that it happened, you know? No shade either way to the person that helped me. If Hasbro is watching this, you know who she is. Give her a raise. She did a great, fine job. This is like the biggest issue, and it's a part of the system that they have in place. And I think it's more of a systemic issue rather than the person that helped me issue. They did a great job. Give them a raise if you know who they are, which you probably do. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna unbox this in this video because this video is getting a bit bloated. I'll need to get a new Prima so I can make an actual Prima video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this escapade. A brief epilogue. Yeah, so this is the end of the journey. It's been, I want to say, a month or so since I recorded the last bit. I bought another. Yeah, I decided to just pull the trigger and buy a second copy. I could have probably asked the store I bought it from BBTS for another copy, and they probably would have sent it over. I didn't want to have to deal with more social hassle. I got a new one. From what I can tell, it looks fine. Yeah, it's just kind of disappointing. I'm glad to have the second copy a little bit for accessories for other figures. That sword is going to do wonders for my Nova Prime. But yeah, anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do all the usual YouTube stuff. Likes, comments, subscribes are always appreciated. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!